Hi, this is Scott Shephard of Scott Shephard Photography, Watertown, South Dakota. And this is the second in a series of screencasts that I'm calling Backstage Pass that are part of the blog that you have been following called The Better Photography Blog. And in this series, my intent is to try to show you a little bit of the process that goes into taking a picture, both the technical and the theoretical and thought processes that go into taking a picture. And the featured picture this week is a photo that I posted on my blog called After the Rain. And it ended up being one of my favorite photos from the fall. But I'm going to let you in on two secrets. One, I wasn't really looking to take a photo the day I captured this, and it really hadn't rained. So let's talk a little bit about how I ended up getting this photo. And I've said it before, but this is an example of a photo finding me rather than me finding it. My mission was to go get the mail, and as I walked out the front door of our house, I noticed on a little patio table that we have out there a bird that has been a frequent subject of mine sitting on the glass top table with a few leaves that had fallen from the tree around it. And so I went and got my camera. And this is the first photo that I took, and it's really an unremarkable photo, to be honest. In fact, it's not all that well exposed, and it's out of focus. So it was a reject almost immediately. Now, I'm going to show you that in the total session from start to finish, that there were 83 pictures that I took, or actually there are 83 in this collection. But a few are duplicates, duplicated by software. But I'm just going to narrow it down to a few pictures that kind of show you the flow of this particular shoot. So there's one of the first photos. I'm recomposing, still trying to find the right way to see this bird, but I have not focused properly again. Now, I will offer an excuse for why I can't seem to get the right focus. And that is that the lens that I chose to work with was my 50mm 1.2, and I'm shooting wide open, as you can see, because my intent is to try to put some serious blur into this photo. And so it's not exactly easy to get a perfectly focused photo at 1.2. At one point, I decided, maybe this will be more interesting as an overhead shot. And so I went and got the ladder, and I stood overhead. Now, I will tell you that the bird is fairly well focused here. But I wasn't satisfied with that, and so I put a wide-angle lens on the camera, and I took this shot. And there are some interesting things here, the shapes, the circular shapes of the chair and the table, but the linear shapes of the bricks and of the seats of the chairs kind of struck me. So now I'm trying to find the right composition to get some of those elements in the photo. And I'm getting closer here, although you'll notice that this is poorly focused. And it was shortly after this that I thought, well, what happens if I get on my back and crawl under the table and take a photo looking up? You can see the shape of the bird here and a few of the leaves, but just didn't do much for me. So I finally did get a shot of the bird and leaves. But I do want you to notice that one thing has changed from this shot to, let's say, this shot. And that is, forget the perspective, just notice that the table is now wet. What happened there? Well, I thought that water on the table would add interest to it. It would also add some sheen to the leaves. And so I went and got the hose and I sprinkled the whole patio area, including the table, with water. Having done that, I did compose a shot of the bird and the leaves at a narrow depth of field. And this one was a keeper, I guess. And then finally, the shot that I ended up liking was this one. And in particular, I was attracted to the idea of the circular shapes. This is not a circular shape, but I liked that. I also liked the dark color. And I liked also the three planes of focus that are present in this photo. This plane, which is fairly sharply focused. This plane, which is less focused. And then the ground itself, where things are really out of focus, although you can tell what they are. And so just going to show you the final product here. This was the last shot that I took that I ended up editing and putting in the blog. Now, my editing involves sharpening and saturation and some other things. And in fact, there's the before picture as the camera saw it, and there's the after picture after I finished with software. There wasn't a lot that I had to do to this photo other than saturation and white balance. I just warmed it just a little bit. And so having taken that shot and edited it, it ended up being my photo called After the Rain on October 1st, 2012. Hope this helps you see the possibilities that occur when you keep your eyes open and have a camera in your hands. Thanks for listening.